Before starting the video, I would like you to subscribe, it would help me a lot, thank you. At first, KANAO was an indecisive and quiet girl due to the abuse she endured in her past before meeting the Kocho sisters. She became unable to make decisions by herself and repressed her emotions as a defense mechanism. In order to help rectify this, Kane Kocho gave her a coin to flip to decide which path to follow when she didn't know what to do. For many years, KANAO continued to show little emotion or desire. Despite this, after seeing what demons did to Aoi Kenzaki, Kiyo Tarachi, and Shinobu Kocho's loved ones, KANAO developed a strong hatred against demons directly from her own will. Shinobu, oblivious to this fact, was afraid that she wasn't acting on her own volition. Since KANAO couldn't do housework and nursing at the Butterfly Mansion like her colleagues, she opted to be a demon slayer. Without their knowledge, KANAO learned flower breathing by watching her sister Kane. Despite her perceived lack of emotion or desire, KANAO undertook final selection of her own volition, without consulting her superiors for permission, which would imply that her will had been strengthening all along. Initially, Shinobu instructed KANAO to simply cut off the heads of demons without thinking since KANAO seemingly had no will of her own. However, KANAO also eventually developed her own desire to fight. Between Kane's death and the events during rehabilitation training, she recovers slightly but still relies on her coin to make decisions. She displays a somewhat mechanical response in conversations. When Tanjiro Kamado approaches her to bid to her farewell, she repeats goodbye when he attempts to continue the conversation. However, he eventually manages to start bringing her out of her shell and she starts to make more of her own decisions, in turn relying less on her coin. She also gains the ability to speak unambiguously and KANAO gradually becomes able to express her emotions and wants more openly as seen when Tanjiro recovers from his injuries and she displays relief when she tells Shinobu that she wishes to train alongside her, and when she expresses shock and distress at Shinobu's plan to defeat Doma. In her battle against Doma, KANAO takes uncharacteristically sadistic glee in pointing out his own lack of emotions. Fueled by hatred and spite due to her sister's deaths by his hand, she attacks him verbally to the point where he drops his normal carefree demeanor. KANAO also demonstrates extreme determination and a deep care for her family, crying for the first time in the wake of Shinobu's death and expressing that she had wished to go home together with her elder sister. KANAO has also now been shown to express a greater sense of camaraderie and care for her fellow demon slayers other than Shinobu, as seen when she becomes visibly angry and sympathetic on Inosuke Hashibara's behalf when Doma begins gloating about his mother's death. She shows immense rage at the demon's taunts, insulting him and telling him to silence himself, which is a complete step up from the original emotionally distant relationship she had with her comrades. Later, during the final battle against Muzan Kibutsuji, KANAO was shown to have completely regained the ability to properly express her emotions and make her own choices. Over the course of the battle, KANAO shows visible feelings of anger and terror towards the Demon King as her and her fellow demon slayers take him on. Even after the battle is over, she continues to show emotion, proving herself to genuinely love and care for both Tanjiro and Nezuko Kamado after watching the latter's desperate attempts to reach out to her now transformed brother, which even reached the point of her sacrificing her one remaining eye to inject Tanjiro with Shinobu's last vial of the human conversion drug in an attempt to save him. KANAO is the Tsuguko of Kane Kocho and Shinobu Kocho who has been personally trained by the both of them in the art of combat. As such, KANAO possesses extremely refined physical abilities, sharpened skills and prowess that potentially marks her as a future member of the Demon Slayer Corps' Hashira. Tanjiro Kamado, another promising candidate, even states that, during their first meeting together, he could already sense that KANAO was the closest to the Hashira out of the existing demon slayers, just by smelling her scent and feeling her aura, which further confirms her skills. Indomitable will, like most demon slayers, KANAO possesses an undaunted will and spirit, refusing to give up and die when fighting even the most formidable foes that defeated her masters, Doma and later on, the Demon King, Muzan Kibutsuji. Enhanced strength, KANAO has attained incredible physical strength through harsh training. She can jump extremely high distances incredibly quickly, showing her incredible leg strength. In terms of arm strength, she can swing her katana at tremendous speeds incessantly without tiring. She was even able to slash through the midsection of Doma, a demon whose body boasts incredibly high durability. Immense speed and reflexes, KANAO is extremely fast. During rehabilitation training, she can consistently outspeed Tanjiro Kamado, Zenitsu Agatsuma, and Inosuke Hashibara all at once before they mastered the total concentration, constant. During her battle with Doma, she was capable of reacting and fighting on par with the upper rank during their fight. Doma noted that her body is similar to that of a spring, bouncing back from his attacks with her own high-speed attacks and movements. She was also capable of dodging attacks of his blood demon art techniques. In the final confrontation against Muzan Kibutsuji, she was able to attack him for several moments. Immense stamina and endurance. KANAO has incredible stamina and endurance. During her battle with upper rank 2, Doma, KANAO is able to exert herself even farther than her limits and fight against the demon, being able to endure numerous attacks. She is able to keep fighting despite the injuries that she had suffered from the fight and recover enough to then confront Muzan shortly afterwards. Enhanced vision. KANAO possesses extremely sharp eyesight, being able to accurately predict her opponent's next attack and movements by simply observing the subtle shifts of their muscles, joints, and the slight movements of their eyes. This allows her to make effective counterattacks and dodges and stay ahead of her opponents. The upper rank 2, Doma, comments on this feat and remarks that due to this skill, KANAO may be more skilled than Shinobu Kocho. This ability is enhanced with the flower breathing, final form, equinoctial vermilion eye. Master Swordswoman. As an immensely gifted individual, KANAO is an incredible powerful swordswoman, to the point even Doma thought that she was likely more talented than Shinobu Kocho. Her combination of refined skills and acute sense of vision allows her to fight against the upper rank by herself for some time before Inosuke Hashibara's intervention. She was also able to contribute to the battle against Muzan Kibutsuji, alongside her fellow demon slayers. KANAO carries around a standard-sized and shaped Nichiren katana which is light pink in color. The katana's tsuba is circular shaped with a light pastel blue center and border, filled 3 red 5-leafed flowers and a winding pattern that is light green in color. The handle is pink, decorated with white cords and capped with a gold kashira. Along with her katana, she also has a standard sword sheath that is black in color. KANAO's entire surname contains the nanori for chestnut, flower, blossom, and fall. Her first name contains the katakana characters for ka, na, and wa, respectively. KANAO herself decided on her own last name from multiple candidates. Aoi Kenzaki wanted a sister, so she was fiercely pestering her to choose her own last name from the side. The other options for KANAO's first name were first made by Shinobu Kocho and were Suzume, Hakobe, Kamasu, Tanago, and Tabiko. When Shinobu gave the paper having said names written on it to Kane Kocho, the latter's face froze making an eh sound. The options for KANAO's surname were Kocho, Kane and Shinobu's last name, Kenzaki, Aoi's last name, Kyu's, Motomiya, and Tsuyuri. KANAO's rankings in the popularity polls are as follows. KANAO ranked 8th in the first character popularity poll with 712 votes. KANAO ranked 10th in the second popularity poll with 5,305 votes. KANAO's birthday was decided to be May 19th, the day Kane and Shinobu adopted her since her actual birthday is unknown. KANAO's main hobby is blowing soap bubbles. She also enjoys buying sweets and accessories with her pocket money for everyone at the Butterfly Mansion, squishing cat paws and helping with the cooking. KANAO is the only explicitly stated Tsuguko in the series. KANAO's favorite drink is ramen and she enjoys all of Aoi's cooking. According to Goto, KANAO has been slaying demons since childhood. KANAO keeps the coin given to her by Kane in a memory box, which was also made by Kane. On the volume 18 cover, KANAO was mistakenly drawn with her sword on the right side of her waist. Koyoharu Gotoge made a statement apologizing for this after the volume's release. KANAO's rank during the events on Mount Natagumo was Tsukinoto. By the end of the series she rises up to Hinoto. It was implied that KANAO's original uniform was open-chested like Mitsuri Kanroji's, but Shinobu gave her oil and matches to burn it. KANAO's painful childhood caused her to have difficulty thinking for herself. She would usually freeze up and sweat when asked about what she thought. Because of this, she was told to only think about slicing demons' necks during battle. Whenever KANAO sees a demon slayer that's kind to her die in battle, anger builds up inside her. She was unaware of this fact since, as Tanjiro Kamado stated, the voice in her heart was too small. KANAO has a habit of gulping whenever she saw her favorite food or drink in front of her. She seems to be unaware of this. Thank you for watching my humble video, subscribe, like, see you next time.